Hey, 7th grade. In this video, we're going to be reviewing the concept of perimeter. A reminder that perimeter is the distance around a figure. And anytime we measure perimeter, we always use linear units like inches, centimeters, millimeters, etc. So the answers to all perimeters problem have to have units of these types. To start with, you need to be memorizing, if you haven't already, some common perimeter formulas of basic shapes. These should all be review from 5th or 6th grade, but just as a reminder, the four basic shapes I want you to concentrate on are rectangles, parallelograms, squares, and triangles. For perimeter, all you're really doing is you're adding up the lengths of each side. So for a rectangle has two widths and two lengths, so the perimeter, or capital P, is going to be equal to 2L plus 2W. A parallelogram also has two widths and two lengths, so its perimeter formula will look the same as a rectangle, 2L plus 2W. Again, we're just adding up each of those sides. For a square is just a rectangle where all the sides are the same, so the perimeter will be equal to 4 times the side length, or 4S. And for a triangle has, of course, three sides, and sometimes those sides are the same, sometimes they're different. The general perimeter formula of a triangle is just to add up all the sides. So if my sides are A, B, and C, I would add up A plus B plus C. Okay, so now let's go to some actual problems. In each of these problems, we're going to be finding the perimeter of each figure. Figure number 1, this is a rectangle, and for this rectangle, we're given that one side is 5 inches, another side is 1 inch. Okay, so based on what we know about rectangles, we know that if this side here is 5 inches, then the side opposite it is 5 inches. And if this side here is 1 inch, then the side opposite it is 1 inch. So my length of this rectangle is the longer side, 5 inches. My width is 1 inch. My perimeter formula for a rectangle is 2 times length plus 2 times width. And so that means I'm going to be taking 2 times 5, my length, plus 2 times W, my width. And using order of operations, we know that the perimeter would be 10 plus 2, or 12. Okay, and again, we have to put labels on all of our perimeter answers, so this would be 12 inches for my perimeter. Okay, for number 2, we have a square with a side length of 7 centimeters. Anytime you're not given the shape, I highly recommend that you draw the shape. So let's go ahead and draw a square for this problem. And again, a square, all the side lengths are the same. So we know that each side length of this square is 7 centimeters. The perimeter formula for a square is P equals 4 times S, which in this case is P equals 4 times 7. And so that means our perimeter is 28. So we could say that the perimeter of this square is 28 centimeters. For number 3, we have a parallelogram with a length of 14 meters and a width of 12 meters. Again, we'll go ahead and draw our shape so we can get a visual picture of this parallelogram. Okay, there we go. So again, the length of our parallelogram, it says, is 14 meters, so we'll let the longer side be 14. The width is 12 meters, so the other side will be 12. And the perimeter formula for a parallelogram is the same as a rectangle. P equals 2 times L plus 2 times W. So that's going to be 2 times 14 plus 2 times 12. Again, using our order of operations, 2 times 14 is 28, 2 times 12 is 24, and 28 plus 24 is 52. So our perimeter here is 52 meters, or 52 m. M is for meters. Lastly, number 4, we have the perimeter of a triangle. For triangles, we just add up all of the sides. Okay, side A plus side B plus side C. So for this problem, one side we know is 4 inches, another side is 6 inches, and another side is 9 inches. So our perimeter will be 19. So 19 inches for this triangle. Okay, there is one other shape that we're going to look at the perimeter formula for, and that would be a circle. And a reminder of the definition of what a circle is. A circle is just a set of points that are all the same distance from what we call the center of the circle. And we don't really have a perimeter formula for a circle, even though it's really the same concept. The distance around a circle is actually what we refer to as the circumference. So we're going to take a look at how to find the circumference of a circle. So again, here are the basic parts of a circle. Okay, a circle has a center, which is called that for a reason. It's because it's right in the center of the circle. And a circle also has what we call a diameter. And the diameter is just an imaginary line that goes from one point on the circle through the center to another point on the circle. So we might call this imaginary line right here the diameter of the circle. And the circumference formula for a circle is capital C, that stands for circumference, equals this strange symbol right here, which you know we refer to as pi, times d, which is for diameter. So you can find the circumference of a circle if you know the diameter by just taking the diameter times pi. Pi is an irrational number, we remember from our talk of real numbers, and pi is equal to approximately 3.14 is typically the decimal we use to represent pi. Now, a circle also has what we call a radius, and the radius is just half of the diameter. So the radius of a circle would be the distance from the center to another point on the circle. Okay, so this red line right here could be the radius. If I just took half of my diameter, that would also be the same distance. And again, that's what we call the radius. So if you don't know the diameter, but you do know the radius of the circle, then your formula becomes circumference equals 2 times pi times r. Because the radius is half of the diameter, you have to take the radius times 2 in order for it to equal the diameter. So these right here are your two formulas for circumference of a circle, just depending on whether you know the diameter or the radius. And we're going to use those formulas now for these last couple of examples. And for these formulas, we're going to round our answers to the nearest 10th power, to the nearest 10th decimal place. So for number 5, we have a circle with a radius of 4 feet. So we're given the radius r equals 4. So to find my circumference, we're going to use the formula c equals 2 pi r. And again, we're letting 3.14 be equal to pi for this problem. So we'll plug in a 3.14 there, and we know, again, our radius is 4. So we're taking 2 times 3.14 times 4. And when we do that, I'm just going to use a basic calculator. I get 25.12. Okay. To round that to the nearest 10th, I look at my 1, and then I look past it to the 2, and that 1 would stay, so we would say that this is approximately 25.1 feet. Okay, and then number 6, we're trying to find the circumference of a circle with a diameter of 15 centimeters. So because I know my diameter is 15, I'm going to use the formula c equals pi times diameter. So that would be c equals, again, 3.14 is what we're plugging in for pi. Diameter, we said already, is 15. So this is 3.14 times 15. And again, using a calculator, that comes to 47.1. So this would be 47.1 centimeters. Okay, if you have any questions over this video, please be sure to ask those of me the next time I see you in class. And until then, have a nice day. You're all wonderful people.